Hey, listen, last night, if you were watching the Bill O'Reilly show, you know that I was on the culture quiz, and finally I came back.
Did you win?
No, it was a tie.
Is this our talking point?
No, but I was so I'm on the O'Reilly show, and he starts out talking about how now this is me talking. I don't know what CNN is doing, but in O'Reilly was talking about how CNN and some extreme far left website like this thing called Media Matters, supposedly a media monitoring service which only says bad things about the Fox News channel. What they did was they stirred the pot, and they've made a bunch of false accusations against Bill O'Reilly regarding his radio show a couple of days ago. They were talking, Bill O'Reilly, you know, he's got that book out, Culture Warrior.
Right.
And he was talking about race in this country. And, you know, if you watch The Culture and you see Ludacris or Twista or any of those gangster rappers, you would think that every third word out of some of their mouths is a dirty one. And in that context, he told a great story about his grandma and her perceptions growing up about race in America.
So Bill O'Reilly went to Sylvia's restaurant, the great restaurant in Harlem. Have you been there?
No, I'd like to.
It's a fabulous place, and the food is wonderful, and it's a unique and distinct and historical location. You got it.
Okay.
Do we have to bring Steve?
Yeah.
And Bill O'Reilly was comparing the reality of Sylvia's, its beauty, its culture, its history, to the way some racists view institutions owned by African Americans. And this left-wing group
and CNN
took a couple of lines from Bill and made it sound as if he was the racist, when in fact he was saying, come on up here and see what this is like and look at what's been created here. And those of you who have a stereotypical attitude about African Americans as business people should come and see what this is like.
Yeah.
There's not a racist bone in Bill O'Reilly's body, but these left-wing blogs, by selectively choosing words, will have you believe
it was absolutely crazy. Anyway, if you want the whole transcript, just go to BillO'Reilly.com.
Right. And
because you can hear it for yourself.
Later in our show.
Controversy on the O'Reilly Factor, not really if, on the radio factor, I should say, not really if you listen to it, but it's been blown out of proportion by a group called Media Matters, which they say their mission statement is a 501c, a nonprofit organization, to report on what's going on in the news and essentially keep the journalists on the straight and narrow. However, they have a little tendency to only watch us.
Yeah. So last night on the O'Reilly Factor on the TV show, Bill O'Reilly said that not only Media Matters, which is far left outfit, but also CNN, Bill says, are out to get him and try to bring down Fox News as well, because they're stirring up these false accusations, Bill O'Reilly says, for ratings. And you know what? I was on the O'Reilly Factor last night doing the culture quiz, and he told this story about how they have, they're on this personal jihad, it seems, CNN and Media Matters, to destroy Bill O'Reilly. And it goes back to something that he said on a radio show not long ago, where he was talking about race relations in this country. And he talked about his grandmother, or rather his mother, and just her perception of black people back in the day. And, you know, he's the culture warrior now. And in our culture, if you listen to gangster rap and Ludacris and Twista and all those people, you would think that every other word in that community is a dirty one. And O'Reilly was saying, look, I went up to Sylvia's restaurant in Harlem here in Manhattan, and it was fantastic.
In fact, Al
there
Sharpton
was no inappropriate language.
Al Sharpton was on our show the next day, and he said, you know, I took Bill O'Reilly up to Sylvia's, and they treated him like a rock star, and he, you know, couldn't believe it. And actually, Al Sharpton seemed surprised about the reception he got.
Exactly. Al Sharpton was supportive of him, said he's going to go back on his show, discuss it with him tonight. And, you know, this is all about context. I think this is a very important issue. You know, people now take clips and then they put them in the context of another situation, and then all of a sudden you're guilty.
Right.
And that's media today.
Well, it is. And so O'Reilly says, if you want the full story, go listen to the radio show. It is at BillO'Reilly.com. Just one kind of embarrassing thing for CNN. Last night they had a debate on this because they figured they'd stir the pot. One of the African-American guys they brought on to make Bill O'Reilly look bad said
supported him.
Bill O'Reilly was completely taken out of context.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Stephen A. Smith had something similar to say.
This is ridiculous.
Network, who's a very strong. He's always talking about racial relations. He's a very respected sportscaster and columnist. He said, "I have no problem with Bill O'Reilly said, but that's for another time."
All right. We report, you decide, as always.